Okay, can you see that?
Yes, yes, we can see it.
So the title is Canada's Immigration and Integration System, a New Era, highlighting digital social managerial innovation in an age of disruption. From that perspective, really fully enjoyed Dr. Marie McAuliffe's very comprehensive and very informative presentation on the World Immigration Report, which gave me a lot of food for thoughts. This is my research team. Actually, you can see that it's very multicultural, okay, from very different countries. Most of them actually are immigrants from around the world. And as you know, Canada's an immigration country, a nation of immigrants. And the picture shows that the Prime Minister, Justin Trudeau, actually welcomed personally the first cohort of Syrian refugee a few years ago at the airport. So there's also some distinctive feature of the Canadian immigration system is that Canada is actually the first country introduced the so-called point system or skill immigration system in the world in 1967, and it has strong actually belief in multiculturalism. And according to the recent OECD report, Canada was ranked #1 in terms of integration effectiveness, and largely driven by Canada's so-called multi-sector model. So we have, we need concerted efforts among, the government, the settlement agencies, and also NGOs in all works of the society. And also we provide very comprehensive settlement and integration services to immigrants, refugees, and more recently, the international students as well. And the other important feature of the Canadian immigration policy is that we take immigration as national strategy, a nation building exercise. As you know, countries like Canada, United States, or Australia are built by immigrants. And so in terms of the policy response to COVID and geopolitics, and Canada considers immigration program as economic recovery strategy. And despite of the slowdown of migration flow around the world and a refugee crisis due to geopolitics, Canada actually allows very ambitious immigration program, so-called 1 million immigrants in 3 years. And in fact, last year, 2021, Canada broke the record by taking more than 400,000, which is more than 1% of the population. The immigration target that was recommended by my research team about 10 years ago. Okay, 10%, 1% of the population in Canada. And so this is also, Canada's also the first country that exit from an immigration recession due to the COVID. So in many ways, we measure the policy effects in a number of different ways. At a micro level, how to maximize national welfare, especially in terms of economic contribution. In the short run, how to fill labor skill shortages. In the long run, to how to build a nation and based on multiculturalism. And also at macro, meso micro level, there are more challenges. Okay, and also Canada has come up a strategy, right, to respond to such challenges. Exactly in the field where Marie just highlighted, digital innovation, social innovation, and management innovation, right? Especially in the area where certain countries have tightened the immigration and international student flows, but on the other hand, the global competition for top talents has become more fierce over time. So this is essentially what Canada has responded to such competition and challenges. This is just the areas that Canada recently has come up a new policy called the new temporary resident to permanent resident pathway, because the limited migration flow around the world. Canada become more limbo. And by rely on the temporary residents already in China, which include temporary foreign workers and international students. And so this is one of the programs that emerging from that crisis. The second is the reform, dramatic reform of the so-called express entry program, and put a lot of emphasis on the highly skilled immigration schemes, such as the those coming from healthcare, right? Because the COVID, and also the STEM fields and the medical fields. And in the refugee field, as you know, Canada has taken disproportionately large number of refugees from first from the Syria, then Afghanistan, and more recently Ukraine refugees. And this is actually the targets, immigration targets, come up recently in 2020 to 2022 to 2024. You can see that the immigration targets actually increasing dramatically over years, and also the number of important reforms I would really recommend our migration scholars and policymakers to take a close look, and as natural experiment, I guess, in the field of ever-changing field of migration. Okay, and so this is what I when I talk about the so-called digital innovation. This is a lot of recently discussion among the migration scholars and the government and settlement agencies about how to make concerted effort using advanced technology like AI, like big data, and also machine learning, so on, to leverage such digital technology to streamline the migration process. As we know, Canada still have, even we are working very hard to take more immigrants, we still have more than 1 million backlogs, right? Canada still a popular destination like United States and Australia and so on. And so, this advanced technology certainly provide opportunity to streamline process and also improve the settlement integration, both pre-arrival and also post-arrival, and also facilitate community engagement for immigrant refugee integration and settlement. The second one is social innovation. In this area, again, we use very different kind of social experiments, notably so-called economic migration labs across the country, right, to experiment some best or promising practices, right, to better understand the diverse settlement integration needs of immigrants from very different countries or by different immigration class. And there's also potential for so-called co-creation. The beneficiary is getting a say of, to not only top-down approach, but also the immigrant refugee have a say on, how services can be designed, delivered in a more culturally sensitive and racially responsive fashion. Okay, this is a big challenge because the Canadian population become increasingly diverse, and largely because of immigration. And then we talk about managerial innovation. Consider so-called market-based kind of management system to reduce very different kind of inefficiency and employee turnover in the NGO sector, right? Because the overwhelming pressure, right, and the stress due to all those kind of different migration flows, notably large intake refugee population, and also very diverse immigration population and international students. And also we are striving to explore innovative management practices and how to enhance so-called client satisfaction, and seeking a creative way to sustain the settlement sector, right, by creating social enterprises to support long-term mission of the sector. Because time constraint, I would like to stop here. I really would like to listen to the insight and opinions from our other panelists. Thank you very much.